We saw Haley. Haley was ahead of everybody, faced the first, and then blew everybody away. They got to those last 50, and it crushed her first 50 female squat clean time was 3:40. Her second one was at 5:10, and she hadn't finished yet.
And you just saw Quinn Robinson wrap up right that time, 3:40, as he advances in the camo mayhem shirt to his boxer rovers, followed closely by Alex Vino in lane 5. They look like our current leaders right now. In lane 9, we have Jordan Chenier stepping up too.
Also in lane 3, Logan Brown.
In workouts like this, something that always drives me a little crazy is when you have to move your own equipment, it is demoralizing. Not only are you tired, but you got to keep pushing your own box forward.
Do you think that makes, you've had way more experience in that than I have. Do you think that lulls you into going slower or faster because you feel rushed?
Absolutely. Aside from the fitness, I think this is a workout where there's just lots of little distractions. Getting back to the floor for the ball, moving the box. You'll see people when you get to the burpees doing these little slow step arounds. It's all that stuff that can just lull you into being a little bit slower.
And if you're this level of athlete, if you're at your gym practicing, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't set your setup like that. If you're doing 50 burpee box or 50 box jump overs in one spot, and you're not counting on those little transitions, that's the difference in the people who end up making it to the games and the people who are just me.
I think that's a great point. We just saw there in lane 5, Alex Vino got behind the box and pulled it to it rather than pushing it. It's all those little things. We get our little barbell, our little corner set up in our home gyms, but practicing it in this layout sometimes is more important than the fitness itself.
It gets your body different too, just like on your box.
Absolutely. When the transition also becomes work that's no fun. Looks like Quinn Robinson is still our leader as he's getting ready to wrap up his box right there in the middle of your screen in lane 4.
Him and Vino are tied. At least they're going rep for rep. They look like they're at different because Vino made that transition, but they're on the same one.
Vino might be even just a touch ahead with his judge's hand in the air, finish up his last 3 reps in lane 5. Chase Hill lost a little bit of pace right there in lane 8.
What do you think we're holding here, James? With the women, this seemed to be the rest of the whole entire workout. And nobody, they were all right at 1,000. The girls that went up more than that, they paid for it. The girls who went less than that were less than that, right? So, you think 1,200?
I mean, you talked about Quinn Robinson right there on your left in the camo, being tall. I think, yeah, 11 and 1,200, if you're a taller athlete, this is where you see Vino looking over at him. This is where you're going to use your height to your advantage. These guys are pulling faster than I expected. We see 1,300 watts per hour on calories per hour on Vino's screen right there. We'll see if he holds that pace.
I bet you the semi-row is 200 less.
Yeah, I totally agree. But you know, the thing is this, if you can hold that 1,400 calories, that gets you close to like a calorie every other bowl. It's a lot nicer to see that progression on the screen. This is Quinn Robinson's monitor right here. He's a little bit slower than Vino, but like I said, I don't think it matters a ton as long as they're in a couple reps of each other.
This is lane 8 right now. That's Chase Hill's monitor, going at 1,100. And I think most of the men will end up like 11 to 13 is where everybody's going to lie.
Yeah, because as we saw on his screen, 1,100 is still going to get you maybe 17 to 18 calories per minute. So we're looking at about 3 to 4 minutes there.
According to this screen, Quinn Robinson is in the lead, and he's. What's funny is Vino looked like he was pulling faster, but Quinn is ahead of everybody.
And the magic number that we're looking for here, if we're falling on the rep counter, is 150 reps to get that past that rower and onto the burpees. But according to the rep counter, Logan Brown is kind of right in this fight right there in lane 3, just to the left of Quinn Robinson.
And he caught up on the box jump overs. His box jump overs look smoother than everybody's.
And I wonder sometimes how many of these guys practice with that wider top. That kind of stuff does matter. These box jump overs have a little bit of a longer width than your normal in the gym box.
All right, so the
progressive to his burpees. Now, when I talked to JR earlier, and I'm excited to chat with him about this after seeing a couple of these, he said if you're not turning around to go to your top half of your burpees by 10 minutes, you're not likely going to finish this.
Oh, that's the mark.
We've seen that pretty close. So if you're not at 25 burpees, we don't see 175 on Alex's rep counter by 10 minutes. We don't know if he's going to finish.
Now, I like Quinn's burpee way better than Alex. Again, you kind of have to be tall enough to get away with this. But that up and down burpee, rather than the step up, is about a quarter of a second faster every time. So four burpees in, he's making up half of a burpee. 8 burpees in, he's making up a whole rep. Across 50, that's 5 reps that you've made up on somebody. And it was something that was Danielle Brandon. All the girls that had to step up, she got in the first place in the burpees alone. And it's not even that he's moving at a faster pace. He just doesn't have to jump as high, so he doesn't have to do step up.
And yeah, you look at Quinn there right in the middle. And his body language just looks a little bit more gathered than Vino's. I mean, he looks like you said, just moving a little bit quicker.
What I'll be really excited for is that I know Colson is not going to be able to do the Quinn Robinson burpee. Is he going to be able to move at a pace where it just doesn't move?
You know, my feeling on this is with 50 reps here that these athletes have to work through on the burpees, it's not the 100 total reps of the default believe they have. I don't feel like the burpees will cause that much of an issue, but we're going to see.
I don't think it'll be that. So maybe it's a race between him and Austin and then everybody else. But I'm just curious if people catch up there. You know what I mean? And if they pull away at the end of the D-ball, or if they're ahead the whole time.
Absolutely. The race right now is 4:05. Robinson, Alex Vino turned right around it right about that 10-minute mark. So,
dude, Vino looks like he's hurt. I don't know if he just looks the body language, but Vino's got that lengthy arm like drop that you have when you're tired.
You're standing there doing burpees, praying you see a chalk bucket so you can go take a break and put chalk on your hands for no good reason but to rest.
Alright, it took 25 burpees for Quinn to make up 2 burpees, and I think it's going to take 25 to make up 80 burpees now for me.
Absolutely. We did see Vino in lane 5 a little bit faster on the rower, so maybe he's able to make up some time there, but who knows, hurt like this.
I don't know, the second row. It'd be hard to do in the second row. I might take that with like James Sprague or somebody, but he might be the only one. Alright, Quinn Robinson's going to be the first one to know the burpees. He's finishing his last rep right now at 11:30. And you said 11 minutes was the time that JR said?
He said 10 minutes in the turnaround of the burpees.
Okay.
And they were about there, about halfway, 25. So Quinn is on a good pace right there in lane 4 to finish this workout. Wiping a little sweat off the brow.
Yeah, nothing just looks overstepped. No, nothing has looked like he's pushed in and now he has to slow down. It's been a nice, steady state the entire time.
You said this early on. He's taller, that's going to help. He has strong legs. That's going to help when your lungs are hurting on the road. You can rely on that big, strong leg push. So,
you look at lane 6. We can't. Lane 6 is Carlos Casado Suela. I don't know how tall Carlos is, but he's got to do a full-on ABA tip-off jump every single time he has to do that burpee.
you know, like you talked about, that could add up a lot. And fatigue, that extra jumping fatigues you for the box jumps, the push on the road.
The squats.
Yeah,
like
squats.
got to jump.
I'm trying not to think about the squats yet. In lane 3, Logan Brown has done really an excellent job of pacing this for whatever his fitness level is. He has slowly pushed away from the rest of the pack. I don't know if he's going to catch Quinn or Alex in lanes 4 and 5, but yeah, Logan Brown lane 3 has done a great job pacing this for himself.
Chase is hold on too. Do you think either of them are going to fade, or those two are going to stay in a little group to themselves?
I mean, Chase still has like some pep in that jump as he advances to his rower, so this might be the 4 athletes for the heat right here. I don't think they're going to catch lanes 4 and 5 Alex and Quinn, but they're not doing too bad.
I know athlete, they do a lot of endurance stuff. Most of them are very fit. It's the strength stuff where they're going to struggle. And you know Chase better than I do.
going the first time through, so maybe it's not hurting him as bad as you thought it was.
Quinn Robinson is done with the rower right around 14-minute mark.
And remember, this is a 22-minute time cap. They have 50 reps at each movement, so he has 8 minutes left to get through 50 box jump overs and then 50 D-ball squat cleans.
And he has created a significant lead on Alex Vigno. Logan Brown might catch Alex Vigno because Logan Brown made his move on the box jumps. That's when he caught up to the rest of those two guys.
If you look at Logan Brown in lane 3, he just has a nicer, longer, smoother stroke than Vigno.
All right, 50-70 lead right now for Quinn Robinson within the knee.
So Quinn Robinson right there, lane 4, advancing his box. Alex Vigno, second place in lane 5. Logan Brown, lane 3. Judges hand in the air to finish up that row. We'll see if Logan can catch Alex on the box jumps.
What I love seeing is the first 5 D-ball queens after this, and then the 45 after that. Because nobody just looked the same. Those first 5 minutes look really good, and then you're like,
oh, we've all been there before. Oh, I get to go to a new movement. This feels awesome. First rep feels great, and then you hear that thing hit the ground. Might as well be 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Chase in lane 8 there. He looks like he's hammering that rower on the left side of your screen. We don't see his watts, but he looks like he's giving some extra effort to get off that thing and get to those box overs. He's at 1150, or he can still, no matter how hard he pulls, it's always 11.
He's 33 strokes a minute, and it was 1100.
Hey.
You're rocking number 2 to do that right now.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Schindler looks like, Chenier looks like he's got up to him in lane 9. His judge's hand is in the air with 1 rep left, top part of your screen in the blue. Jordan is advancing to the box as well as Chase in lane 8.
Dude, that was a 40 count per time for Jordan Chenier. Jordan Chenier said, I'm good.
He got off that thing a little slow.
Chase looks a lot better on the boxes. Quinn's gonna double shirt it up right now, it looks like, for this D-ball clean.
Smart. Nice little fashion statement from Quinn Robinson, the D-ball scarf coming to a Jim Reaver store near you. Now, as you watch Quinn do this, is this something you would advise your athletes to do? He's not hitting that full hip extension on the pull off the ground. He's basically curling the thing to his shoulder.
It's strong enough, absolutely. It's faster.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's less on your hips. It's way more of your biceps to do that, but it's less on your hips. Your legs are probably hurting a little bit. If you're strong enough to do it, absolutely.
I agree. To me, this is the downside of this workout. If you are tall, we got Quinn right here, having to stand all the way up to get under it and then stand all the way up out of the squats, a long range motion. Just making quick work of that with that clean. Logan Brown there in the white sleeveless. Looks like he's doing a 200-pound sled push to advance that box jump over, but his box jumps are quick right there in lane 3.
Alex is taking his time to get started on this D-ball cleans. Logan Brown's got 5 box jumps left. It's gonna be fun to see if he can make it a race. That clean looked really good for Alex. He just looks labored every time he doesn't have it.
Yes, he stood up nice and fast. He's not too slow getting back down to it. He's looking around for Logan Brown to look to his right.
I don't think Logan wants it.
No.
I don't think he wants it. Yeah.
Katie Hager, co-founder of Rogue, once told me every time he reaches for the chalk, it's a conscious decision to lose.
That's a beautiful quote. I agree completely. I can't tell you how many times at my gym where I go, you don't need your chalk. Listen, Linda.
And if you went with Quinn's fashion scarf, his D-ball scarf, you certainly don't need chalk right there. And that was the
one rep, and then if that rep doesn't count, you have to do it again.
Especially at this point of the workout, it's like you get that no rep and it might as well be 10 extra reps.
With that one no rep, Logan Brown is now ahead of Alex Vigno, which means the difference of 4 reps. Even though it's just one, it literally costs 4 reps against your opponent.
Which is interesting because I do think it shows how much the 100 rep movements matter in this workout. Like Logan was fast on those box overs, and I think Alex had a little edge on the burpee and the row, but Logan was just able to stay consistent and be fast in the back half of this.
Oh, this is fun.
Quinn Robinson right here, lane for getting ready to wrap up this workout. 10 reps left, fixing his D-ball scarf.
Made it look easy, man.
And you didn't lie. I mean, he stands up out of that squat pretty quickly.
His battery is insane. He's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a time to go into D4.
That's a big call out. But you said this earlier too, Quinn Robinson is somebody to watch this weekend to sneak into that spot. A really qualifying third spot out of the games.
Last rep. 20:47.
Robinson finishes 20:47.
And I don't think anybody else is going to finish. They have 25-ish reps left with 1 minute left, so he didn't just finish. It looks close. He beat these guys by 3 minutes. I don't think people understand what that means. But he destroyed them.
And now this is the race right here. We have Logan Brown on the left, lane 3, Alex Vigno, lane 5. And Logan just looks a little quicker to the ball. They look about the same speed standing, and Alex looking over his right shoulder to see what Logan's up to.
But Alex has a 1 rep lead. This is going to be a painful 20 seconds. Oh, and the rep by Alex is going to be huge. And you're Logan Brown, you touch and go 2 reps right
You
now.
have to.
Do it, Logan. It's not hard to touch and go. Why? God.
Go tell him that, see what he says.
All right, he's going to go to the time right now. 1 rep. This will be it. He got it in. Oh, I don't know. If Vigno got that, he did it. They didn't have time.
That was darn close. Where I stood, it looked like it was at the buzzer.
We'll have to just wait and see. Right now, they have Vigno ahead of Logan Brown. They're either tied or Logan's ahead of.
We look at the splits. Quinn Robinson led 1, 2, 3, 4 of the splits out of the 7 potential splits in that workout. Just really smooth sailing to that 20:47 finish.
All right, guys. While we are we doing an interview with Quinn? I don't think so. Okay. While we are waiting on Heat 2, we have a guest that's going to talk to us about, I don't know, maybe the competition. Mr. J.R. Howe, the head programmer at the Syndicate Crown. What's up, J.R.?
How's it going, Coach?
How do you feel it's going so far?
Great. I mean, it's a week-long process to get it to this point. Everyone does so much work ahead of time, and now it's just great to sit back and enjoy it.
Were you, the amount of women that finished, I believe it was 4 or 5, is that about what you expected?
Yeah, perfect. I was telling some people today, I think if there are more than 10, then I just kind of underestimated the fitness level. I really wanted this to be like a badge of honor chipper, like back in the day with the original 50s chipper in 2013, I think it was, with the ring dips. You knew the people who finished. It was only a handful across the world, so I was kind of hoping that there would be, 5 to 10 on the women's side, and hopefully 5 to 10 on the men's side.
So you think it'll be the same then? I think when Heat 1, it looks like that, because Winston was going to be really good and nobody else was close.
Yeah, what's really interesting about the women is that you see in Heat 2 of 4, they lose a few reps from finishing, and then you had one girl finish in that heat, and then in the next heat, no one was even close, like within 20 reps.
Yeah.
And then in that final heat, everyone was kind of pulled along, but you still had most girls with 10 to 20 reps remaining.
Yeah. And on this heat, I think the guy to watch right now is on the screen. No, not Sinestro from The Incredibles. It is Tommy Jenkins. Now Ty Jenkins, he's a popular pick to make the other than Colton Austin. I think he is the #1 guy people think will get punches taken. He did it last year at a sandbag event. I think he in this event. I know I said that about Quinn. I didn't think Ty was in this game. I think Ty will give Quinn's time run for his money. Ty's going to obliterate this.
Okay, so we're keeping an eye on Ty Jenkins lane 10 as we kick off. Ball till you fall. 4-time, 50 D-ball squat weights, 50 box jump overs, 50 echo row calories, 50 burpees to target at the turnaround, finishing back down the ladder with 50 echo row calories, 50 box jump overs, and 50 D-ball cleans. Time cap 22 minutes. JR, when I used to talk to Dave about how he would program the games and the higher level competitions, I always used to ask him, do you go out of your way to sort of beat down athletes? He said, no, one of my goals is to help push athletes a little bit further than they think they can go. Do you see any athletes out here who maybe surprise themselves so far in this event, or are you just seeing the usual suspects finish this one?
No, I think this workout is maybe as much an outlier as a traditional strength event, or maybe like a traditional long running event, that regardless of how they got here, someone in heat 1 can put up a top 10 time.
We saw, Quinn Robinson's time was pretty darn good, as Jay Watt pointed out.
Now, a dark horse in this game, I'm just interested to see how he'll do at Zach Levy in lane 6. He's very, very strong, and he likes to come out hot. Now, we've seen that pay off for some, and we've seen that destroy some. So, he's pacing himself right now. He's not going too hot on these D-ball beats, but we see him at Crash Crucible every year, and he always surprises in random events. And I know he's a very strong squatter, so he's a dark horse for me in this game.
We have Ty Jenkins, your guess for the best time in this heat, lane 10 on your left. And then on our right, we have Alexander Majors from crossing Polaris.
Yeah, he's currently in the lead for the D-ball beats. I'm trying to remember,
I think it looks like a softball in his giant man hands.
I don't think any woman who finished the D-ball cleans finished the win. Finished the first D-ball cleans who ended up winning. I don't think it happened.
Oh, gotcha. So you're saying whoever won the first set of D-balls did not win the workout?
Yeah. There was a lot of seconds in that guy back there. Before you say what it did, there was a lot of seconds, but I don't think they ever won. Zoe Warren went in the first one, Lydia Fish won, Stephanie DeFleur won, and she was second on the D-ball cleans. So just some of the...
So the best advice we give all our athletes back home, whoever wins the first round usually wins the workout.
Yeah, for sure. Alex Vigneault was first, D-ball quiz, Quinn was second. They're right there behind him.
Right there behind.
Well, it's really interesting when the women were going, standing over by one of the clocks, you could see the athletes that have a pacing plan going into it by the minute. A lot of them looking over after every 10 squat cleans to see, hey, did I maybe make a mistake here? Or am I a little bit behind? Or am I right where I want to be? And you guys have probably talked about it. You know, the workout really starts when you turn around the burpees. That's the opportunity for people to slow down. And then from then on, yeah, it's fitness, but it's a lot of discipline. And if you don't get to the D-ball with about 5 minutes left, you just don't have the time to finish.
Yeah, and the time that you told him, the 10 minutes of the turnaround point, that interests me because that's you have 2 minutes to spare. You can split it. You're basically guaranteed. And I mean, it's shown.
Yeah, I think
split's almost impossible in this workout.
Sure, I think the 10-minute turnaround and then 17 minutes getting started on the D-ball is kind of the gold standard as far as the pacing goes. I think it's really easy for people to say, well, I'll just speed up on the last 20 D-balls. Probably not.
Now, hey, remember what we said? Alexander Majors was the first one to box jump overs. The second guy to the box jump overs is
Ty Jenkins on the left in lane 10. Alexander Majors with the epic flanking flow right there in lane 3. JR, why the D-ball? I mean, you talk about discipline in a workout like this. Why not a sandbag? Why the D-ball?
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why I picked it is because I know no one trains with them anymore, you know? bless Rogue for giving us an opportunity to use something like that doesn't change when it gets wet, right? So I just knew that this movement being in the low bump bar qualifier, being the only time it was programmed in competition, I could probably catch some people not having practiced a certain movement pattern. And then also, you know, if it's a 115-pound barbell like the hundreds last year ended with 100 front squats at 115, it's a completely different story because you just got to keep putting your hands on it. You know how to move through it. You know how to pull under it. If you're not super accurate with your movement, if you get it a little bit forward, it's a no rep on the shoulder. If you let it go behind you, it's a no rep. And a no rep on a movement like that is devastating.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's one of my favorite parts of this season of competition is when you see the odd objects start to pop up. Because we love our shiny barbells and comfy pull bars. So I think it's been a good fit so far. Challenge athletes in some surprising ways. Lots of cans in the air, but it still looks like our key leaders are Ty Jenkins right there, the left your screen, all black in lane 10, and Alexander Majors close behind him in lane 3. Ty starting his rower.
Is that time to beat for this? If we want to do heat splits, 8:27 from Alex Vigno. So he's got about 240 to do 40 cows. I'm gonna go out on a guess and say that he does that.
Now what we would expect here is that Alexander Majors be a little faster on the rollers, larger athlete than Ty, but like you said, Ty Jenkins is strong. This is Alexander Majors right here, 13 or 1,100 calories per hour in lane 3. Peak up to a 12 right there.
Man, there aren't a lot of them in this field, but the guys who came to Syndicate last year and did the hundreds and did well, I think they're very, very safe bets to do well. And Ty crushed that last year.
Well, like you said about discipline, like the first half of this workout, it's the people who are the most disciplined end up paying the most off at the end. It was exactly like that too. You had to be disciplined because the second half of the workout was the whole workout.
Was where else the second half happened, right?
You talk about doing splits. I know their goal. We weighed in every 50 seconds, and we weren't going to start again until the 50-second mark on the D-ball runs.
I saw an athlete earlier. I thought I saw your athlete earlier watching the clock in her heat, like you're talking about, waiting for that right time to go, so to not step out too far too fast.
And then at the end, you know, you throw everything you have at it, but you guarantee that you have something by doing that.
Now, is this a workout? I was never a workout tester when it came to this time of this season. I would test parts, pieces, and odd objects like the D-ball. Is this something you guys heard a lot of athletes testing out in full?
We tested it in full. We did twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
That's commitment.
You know, like, this was the only event that we did that.
You know, sometimes I worry about, and watching athletes on the back half of this, I think I might be right, is you do this thing once, and you're like, I don't want to touch the stove again. You know, where you can't come back to that level of stupidity and bravery.
So, I had to just do it with no instruction, and then from there, make paces from the first pace to the last, or the first half to the second half, to pace her like 3 minutes faster than what she did, but slower in the first half. And then we tested D-ball splits, and then made the decision that that's how we're going to pick that, and it worked out for us.
So Ty Jenkins is about 5 burpees in at about 8:25, so he gets to the burpees at the 8-minute mark. That's another good checkpoint to see, you know, he's definitely looking to turn sub 10. I would say he's probably coming off of the burpees, maybe sub 11.
And he's 20 seconds ahead of Alex Vigno as time to beat. Now, Quinn was the first one off of the burpees. There was a huge separator after the burpees. The burpees created the separation. And then people kind of stayed wherever they ended up.
Now you have Ty Jenkins here on your left, Alexander Majors on your right. Now Ty was about 20 seconds faster on his row split and getting the burpees, and looks like the way he's dropping to the ground, he's faster on that burpee cycle time as well.
Yeah, and you know the difference between like a Zach Levy and Alexander Majors? Zach Levy is like 5'11", 6 foot, and Majors is like 5'7".
He looks 12 more, I'm saying. But everybody looks tall to me. jump. 98 inches is a big jump. For 98 inches is the height, that blue tape line that they have to jump to and touch with that hand. Now at 25 reps, they will turn around and face back toward us down the lane.
Tajik has just made the turn.
And you said this earlier, making that burpee turn sub 10 minutes is the sign that, hey, you do have a shot to finish this thing.